Mm. What's good, y'all? We back with another reaction video, and today we're gonna be reacting to killer husband realized wife is still breathing. So yeah, let's go and get into this video. I ain't got nothing much else to say. I just been finding all kind of crazy stuff lately, y'all.
In the early morning hours of Valentine's Day 2019, a woman named Olivia Jones walked the aisles of a local supermarket known as HEB Plus in preparation for dinner with her husband Chris. As she gathered the ingredients, she observed a bouquet of pink and red roses, colors that symbolize tenderness and passion. As Olivia exited the store with the roses in her cart, she was unaware that in less than 40 minutes, she would be dead. A horrible consequence of so-called toxic love. The police would find her on her bedroom floor in a quiet neighborhood in Beaumont, Texas. 11 minutes earlier, her loving husband Chris dialed 911.
Beaumont 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Olivia! Please, hurry. I can't take the gun.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm at home, my wife been shot in the head. Please,
Somebody shot in the head.
my wife, please.
Tell me,
Okay.
where is she shot?
In the head.
Okay, where in the head?
Take it and it went off.
Okay. I want you to try to control the bleeding.
As soon as the call disconnected,
Y'all, I hate how they talk. I know they gotta keep their cool, but why would you ask me again if I just told you where they got shot at? You gonna ask me, where did they get shot at? You ain't like I'm supposed to know like what region of the brain the bullet went to, like, huh?
officers headed on their way to the Beaumont, Texas home of Chris and Olivia, located at 5575 Pine Bur Boulevard. At 8:55 a.m., they arrived. Officer Otis Butler was met by a familiar face, 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones, who was visibly distressed. Officer Butler was close friends with Chris and his wife Olivia. His body cam was rolling while Chris urged the officers to hurry into the house.
In the bedroom. Where's the gun?
In the bedroom, broken down, on the dresser. Come this way.
Okay.
Please, come this way.
Okay.
Please.
That don't sound right. So she got shot in the head. You didn't say who shot her. You didn't say how it happened. But you broke the gun down and it's on the dresser.
As alluded to earlier, the officers made their way to the bedroom and found Olivia lying on the floor.
Baby!
Sir. Okay. Step back.
What's up, Mr. Buck? I tried to take it.
Get his gun.
Mama!
Olivia was found
So he said he tried to take it. So he basically tried to make it seem like it was suicide attempt.
face down with a gunshot wound to the back of her head. Astonishingly, she was still breathing. When the officers rolled her over, they discovered that the bullet had pierced through her right eye. The room she was found in was covered in blood, with spatter all over the walls. The paramedics arrived, and while they tended to Olivia, the police secured the area. Officer Butler had Chris walk him through the events
Hi, we're Charity Water. If we lost you at Charity, we get it.
leading up to the shooting.
What happened? We had a disagreement. And I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working with this. I say, we've been doing this. My 19-year-old stepdaughter was 8. My 11-year-old was 1. I say, Olivia, we can't get it together. We can't be together. Okay. We got several beliefs. And I say, I just want a divorce. And her reaction was, she got the gun? I said, give me the gun. She like, I don't remember which hand. I'm like, give me that gun. What is you doing? Stop trying to scare me. I took it.
So when you grabbed it and went off?
She yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back. And the gun went off.
Okay.
The gun went off.
Chris's story immediately set off
So he basically trying to say that it was a mistake that he shot her instead of saying that it's a suicide attempt. I don't know, man. From the way he breathing and the way he constantly can't make no eye contact and how he not like in tears for real. It's just a little alarming. I don't know.
Red flags. How could such a large man be overpowered by his significantly smaller wife? Chris dropped to his knees in anguish, but there were no tears as he asked Officer Butler if he could go check on Olivia.
Mr. Butler, I got help.
Oh, no. You don't need to go in there, okay?
Is she alive?
Yeah, she is.
Still.
Got him.
Is she alive, Mr. Butler? Please.
Didn't he about to lose his shit? He over here like, damn, she really like she wanna snitch on your ass.
Please don't tell me she alive and she not.
And when I saw her, she was.
She was talking?
She wasn't talking.
Is she breathing?
It looked like she was breathing, yeah.
Ooh, good.
Like, don't go in there, sir.
Please.
Sir, I need you to stay right here with me, okay? Calm down.
Calm down.
Upon learning that Olivia was still breathing, Chris's reaction seemed strangely devoid of relief or happiness. Another red flag for Officer Butler. Back inside the home, Olivia's wounds proved to be fatal, and just after 9 a.m., she was pronounced dead. Officers searched the rest of the home and noticed that in addition to the surveillance cameras installed on the exterior of the house, there were 2 more cameras mounted in the living room, monitoring the interior of the house as well. They also discovered the gun that Olivia was shot with, a 9mm pistol covered in blood. However, they found it strange that the gun was in a different room from where the shooting took place. If Olivia was holding the gun when it went off, how did it end up in a different room? The only logical answer was that Chris must have moved it. Following this discovery, the officers decided that the best course of action was to detain Chris until they had a better understanding of what really happened. As Chris was getting handcuffed, his 19-year-old daughter, Arielle, arrived at the house. She had already been contacted by Chris, who told her what had happened. She was clearly devastated. While the officers tried to console Arielle, Chris was escorted to the back of a police cruiser. Lead Detective Mendy Freeman and Sergeant Yvette Barrero of the Forensics Unit arrived at the residence and were immediately caught up to speed.
According to him, she grabs a 9mm in their bedroom. And she did that. He claims he reached for the gun to try to get it from her. And when he reached for it, and they struggle over it, boom.
At that moment, Olivia's sister Angela arrived at the scene, and Arielle once again broke out into hysterics. All of the evidence was collected and sent to the crime lab. Chris was brought down to the station where they took photos of his hands still covered in blood.
They're waiting for the lead detectives. They're going to be the ones that actually interview, so.
When the detectives finally arrived at the station, they started Chris's interview by asking him what caused the argument. He said that he felt as if Olivia wasn't pulling her weight in the relationship.
I am very particular. And you're that's true. I am very particular. You strive for the best for people. I work really hard, and I don't make excuses for myself, and I don't accept excuses for anybody else.
After telling her that he wanted a divorce, she went to the bedroom and grabbed the gun.
What did you say?
Really? You serious? Really? This is not going to solve anything.
Okay.
You know, this is not. You do not.
If that's really your loved one, like somebody you love, put yourself in them shoes for real. Like, you would be historically, like, you wouldn't be able to speak. I'm talking about your face wanna be soggy with tears. Like, he not even crying. This nigga don't give a fuck. They know. At this point, you done already gave it away. I'm sorry. You done already gave it away that you done shot the
I
girl.
want to do that. Put that freaking gun down before you make a mistake and hurt yourself. She was crying. She was crying.
Chris handed over his cell phone, which had access to the home security camera footage.
Say you want to access just that camera. You touch that. And that's just that camera. Okay? Good, you follow what I'm saying? So far. Let's go back to devices. Yes, sir. And everything is labeled. Carport, backyard, front door, back door, laundry room, inside garage, living room,
He
kitchen.
should let that phone at home.
The
He
police
wanted to get
examined
away.
this footage, hoping to corroborate Chris's story. At 8:41 a.m., Olivia can be seen going about her morning routine in the kitchen. Then, all of a sudden, the footage cuts out. 3 minutes later, at 8:44 a.m.,
We need a small business loan fast.
I got this.
Loan cannon!
The video is back up, and Chris is captured frantically pacing around the house while on the phone with 911. 11 minutes later,
Hold on, y'all. So, it like he deleted some footage. It looked like he deleted some shit. Hold on.
the police examined this footage hoping to corroborate Chris's story. At 8:41 a.m., Olivia can be seen going about her morning routine in the kitchen. Then, all of a sudden, the footage cuts out. 3 minutes later, at 8:44 a.m., the video is back up, and Chris is captured frantically pacing around the house while on the phone with 911. 11 minutes later, at 8:55 a.m., the responding officers can be seen entering the residence. That means that Olivia must have been shot during this 3-minute gap in the footage.
Yeah.
In the interrogation room, Chris was asked why this footage was missing. He claimed that he had no idea.
We're still trying to pull up these videos here, okay? Why would there be no recordings on that? I don't know. It shouldn't be. Everybody in that house.
So if it's constantly recording, that's how I see you fucked up. If you see that it's constantly recording, nothing is cutting out until that very moment, then you call the police. How you think that's gonna make sense? How you think it's gonna correlate? Okay.
Be on it. But like I said, the internet, you can go through days and it pretty much does we shouldn't have bought that. You just keep, like, you can pick whatever day you want and it's never gonna be consistent. That's why I said it was a waste of money. Well, I'm no.
The way that he said, he look like he know he full of shit. He like he know he lying.
I'm desperately to find some video on here that corroborates what you're telling us, but almost all the videos start right after this event happened.
Chris had a bunch of excuses, from internet problems to not charging the camera properly. But at this point, the detectives were taking anything Chris said with a grain of salt. It seemed more likely that Chris, the only one with access to the footage, had tampered with it. Since they did not have the video, they had Chris.
He deleted this shit. You know he deleted it. You know you deleted this shit.
Reenact the moment that he tried to disarm Olivia.
Now go ahead and do my initial. She pulls it. Give me the. Okay. And I go. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I
I'm
want the
sorry.
chair.
I'm sorry. You're fine.
Like the chair.
I'm reliving it. How you are? I'm reliving it.
He trying his best to cry. He just can't get the damn tears out, man. No, you shot the
But she
lady.
should be shot in the back of her right head.
Did you feel me twist your? Did you feel me twist?
Back here.
Did you feel me twist your? I twisted.
With each question asked, it seems as if Chris was improvising the answer, actively trying to make the puzzle pieces fit together rather than telling the truth. The detectives ended their initial interview feeling more suspicious of Chris than ever. They then moved on to other members.
Are you forgetting that you fucking with professionals that been doing this shit for years? They've been hearing the same lies, similar lies for years. It seems like every time they just like playing the little imposter game. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And you kill somebody, you try to call and like you seen about it the whole time you did it. Like if nobody else was around and you was the only one that seen that body because you wasn't linked up with nobody, who you think did the shit? Like, come on, that's common sense. That's common sense.
Of the family, starting with Olivia's sister, Angela.
Olivia Jones is your sister, right? And we've been talking a lot lately. We talk every day. I drop her baby to her at the tax office. She's always been timid about everything. But she was the type that whatever went on in their home, she would keep it there.
Yeah. Kind of a
private person.
Yeah.
She loved her baby.
You see how her sister talking about her and she can't even get a sentence out without her voice shaking and shit. She really love her. That man talk perfectly fine without crying. That's your wife. You didn't even, I'm talking about voice didn't shake not once. Then when you thought you was going to fake cry, nothing came out.
So much that she had to live for them. You know, she would never.
Angela went on to reveal the extent of Chris's control over Olivia.
She can't talk on the phone after a certain time. He controlled the finances. He never wanted to be in the presence of her family. Family reunions, anything, he never came. But she would have to step off, and when he would call, and all you could hear was him screaming and yelling on the phone. His character is agitation. Like, his character is to be aggressive. I just don't get it. Because all she wanted, my sister was a married type. All she wanted was to be loved. Yeah. All she loved. Like, she loved her babies. She wanted to live for her babies.
To make matters worse, Chris's ex-wife Letitia, who he initially met back in 1999, corroborated his pattern of controlling and aggressive behavior.
I met Chris Jones in 1999. It was just like a constant fight. Like, he strangled me, choked me out, drugged me through the house. My skin was missing off my back. One time he bit my hand. He had this bite marks in my hand. This was what it was. If the house not clean, he's told me that he would kill me if I was to ever leave him. Told me how he would do it. The reason I never said anything or went for help was because I was extremely in fear of my life. Because I knew and I felt in my heart that he would kill me.
And most damning of all were the allegations made by Olivia's daughter Arielle during her interview. She explained what it was like living at the house with her mom and Chris.
One time they were arguing and I heard her say she couldn't breathe. I would see bruises on her. It broke her down to the point where she believed what he said. Mm-hmm. You won't leave nothing without me, stuff like that. Right. Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows my mama. Everybody knows that we were her world.
With each person interviewed, the allegations against Chris were stacking higher.
The only thing more popular than me is Wild Natural deodorant. Cherry Blossom.
And higher. They doubled back with him, urging him to tell the truth about what actually happened to the missing footage.
The fact that they went off based off character ruined them already. You couldn't even redeem yourself after hearing how you act from 3 people. 3 people, and then on top of that, it's a bonus because they correlating information from somebody that the kids probably not involved with. Or they family, like a whole ex is verifying that you ain't shit and you act a certain way. At that point, just lock him away. Just lock him away. What the fuck? That man was jealous of her.
No, it's not feelings.
I look guilty.
No.
Not deleting those videos. I look guilty.
Not if you say right now, what did you just say a while ago? I freaked out. I panicked. I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Is that one of them?
Yes.
How many did you delete?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just afraid of being blamed for something I didn't do something that looks really bad on me.
While the confession...
Then the fact that he probably had cameras to be controlling anyway to see what the fuck she doing if she at the house by herself whole time, that shit backfired. You done killed the girl and you done forgot you got cameras and you done forgot that they gonna request for that type of information. Like, are you slow? Are you fucking dumb?
Was a much-needed win for the detectives. There was still no trace of those crucial 3 minutes of footage. However, the detectives did their due diligence. They spent the days combing through all available footage from the house to see for themselves what daily life was like for the Jones family. In these recordings, the true nature of Chris and Olivia's relationship was on full display.
Then you gonna be looking stupid. Look at me. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor, Mike. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on. That is how head like that. You're not paying attention. What the man?
Okay, please.
You wasn't worried about the son of a bitch a minute ago. That's your mother. Look at me like that, bitch. I'm not playing with you. Lazy. You want to do something, not enough? Give it here. You got all the goddamn answers. You don't do a goddamn thing around this. Right. This your ass, bitch. That's clean dish. That's clean.
I didn't want to, they fell on the floor, so I didn't want to reuse them.
You look at it. You don't pay attention to what I'm doing.
And you know, I'm not up for judging people, bro. But there is some crazy shit to go through and to keep accepting, and you got a whole daughter, bro. And I'm pretty sure the daughter probably know better. She probably know better anyway. But come on, man. I know everybody's situation different, but I'd be damned if I sit around and I'm getting pushed, shoved. I got kids, first off. You over here getting abused to the point that you don't know if you're gonna wake up the next morning or keep breathing. Like I said, I'm not judging, but it's kind of like, do you really love your kids? Do you really want to live for your kids? You said you want to live for your kids, but why is you being around somebody that clearly doesn't give a fuck if you do or not? There's nothing wrong with having your own, getting your own shit right, and staying to yourself. There is not enough money in the world to sit up under a man that's treating you like trash. Like, degrading you. I don't know, man. That's some crazy shit. This make my blood boil.
You all over the place, Olivia. You ain't got the chance to explain no. Food on the wall. Who you bringing now?
Me?
Harriet don't live here. It's you. It's always been you.
Chris would take any chance that he could to bully Olivia, constantly putting her worth into question, even humiliating her in front of her own daughter.
When I got to show ass, you didn't have a job. You collected unemployment. You just had off. If most men in this world want a woman that got what? You wouldn't be doing it if I wouldn't have got upset. You would have bagged it. Life would be so much easier for me if you start thinking. You do dumb because you don't think.
This footage shed light on Chris's true colors and confirmed the allegations of abuse from Olivia's family. Detectives also looked into Chris's criminal records and discovered that he had a history of violent charges.
Look at these ladies, man. She was too damn pretty, man. And regardless of how you look, still that's not okay. But this lady, bro, he was too good for him, man. He was too good for
including
him.
multiple assaults in 1996 and a domestic assault in 1998, which landed him in jail for a brief period of time. Even though they were still waiting for ongoing forensic analysis results, authorities believed that they had enough evidence to place charges against Chris.
News this morning, a Beaumont man is now facing murder charges in a Valentine's Day shooting of his wife. Police say this man, Christopher Ray Jones, who worked as a correctional counselor at the Beaumont Federal Prison, killed his wife, Olivia.
Chris was charged with first-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in April of 2019. But unexpectedly, within 24 hours after being charged, he was released on a $150,000 bond and was put under house arrest with a GPS monitor.
Now a man charged with murdering his wife.
Why you let this crazy son bitch out? What's wrong with our justice system? Why would you let these motherfuckers out? Seeing his background and what the fuck he comes to keep doing. Put that nigga back up.
He's back at their home.
40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones was arrested and charged with shooting his wife in the face on Valentine's Day. His bond was set at $150,000. He paid and is now out.
Many taking to social...
What? So he paid his own way out? You can do that? Hell nah. I feel like if you got a violent offense, you shouldn't be able to get yourself out. Take your bond away. Lock your ass away. Throw away the key.
Media to voice their concerns, stating things like, "Can't believe he's out on $150,000 bond. That's crazy. What's wrong with our system?" And, "Can't believe they would make his bond so low that he got out. He should not be walking the streets."
While out on bail, Christopher was allowed to continue operating the Jones family business, a food truck called One Plate at a Time. The judge allowed Chris to work while out on bail since the food truck is directly beside his home. However, this decision was controversial amongst Olivia's family and the community. They knew Chris was the only person with Olivia at the time of her death, and they all seemed to believe that he had killed her.
This food truck on Concord Road in Beaumont is a hot topic on social media. It's not generating rave reviews from many, but condemnation from a grieving family.
I don't see how would anyone want to support someone who murdered their wife on Valentine's Day, which is a day that we are supposed to celebrate love.
A question we get all the time is, how do you do culinary school online? And the way we do it is by focusing.
And the day that she was going to celebrate that with him, he decides to take her life.
Chris's image was tainted even further when the results from the crime lab came in. The bloodstain patterns at the crime scene indicated that the gunshot wound could not have happened in the way that Chris described it. Additionally, investigators found no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands, indicating that there was no way she was holding the gun when it went off. There was, however, gunshot residue on Chris's hands and clothing. Despite all of the evidence pointing towards Chris, he pled not guilty to his charges. But before his trial would take place, Olivia's family held a gathering to honor her memory.
This Valentine's Day, purple and red balloons filled Rogers Park.
Purple means domestic violence, and red was one of her favorite colors.
1 year ago today, Joshua Simmons lost his sister.
Valentine's Day was one of her favorite holidays.
I would give almost anything to have her back right now.
What's this year been like for you and your family?
If you can wrap it up in one word, it would be frustrated.
Frustrated with the fact that Jones isn't behind bars. Now the family wants to raise awareness for domestic violence, but more than anything, they want justice for Olivia.
We want him to spend the rest of his life in prison.
So I want to know, because I think I heard it right. So, because did he work in a correctional facility? Like, that's what I heard. I think that's what I heard. But if that's what I heard, I'm pretty sure that's probably why he got the fuck off and he keep getting off. I'm pretty sure that's why.
While my sister spent the rest of her life in the grave.
After finally having an opportunity to celebrate Olivia's life, her loved ones would once again...
Then on top of that, he shot her on Valentine's Day. So the girl went and bought her own flowers, probably. I'm pretty sure what had happened was, if I ain't mistaken, it was Valentine's Day. She saw the flowers. She got the flowers. Came home with the flowers. The nigga thought that somebody else probably got her some flowers. The whole time she bought her some flowers because she know your pussy ass ain't gonna buy none. And you shot her because you thought somebody bought her flowers. Am I tripping? Don't that make sense? That shit fucking crazy.
Have to face her death during Chris's upcoming trial. The courtroom was packed with family members from both sides. It had been over 3 years since Olivia's death, and despite the clear tension between the two families, they all wanted the same thing: justice for Olivia. Prosecutors Jimmy Ham and Mike Laird described Chris as an abusive partner with a violent past, and it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Chris's defense attorney, Ryan Gertz, argued that Chris only grabbed the gun because Olivia was recklessly handling the weapon, putting both herself and Chris in a dangerous predicament.
And if she did grab that gun, she grabbed that gun because she's trying to protect herself because this nigga be beating on her and hitting on her. So it could be self-defense. And on top of it, why are you, I know this your job, but why the fuck are you picking up a case seeing that this man has been, like, violent in his fucking history?
Pathologist Celestina Rossi provided critical bloodstain analysis and confirmed that Olivia did not have any gunshot residue on her, contradicting the defense's claims that her death was merely an accident. The testimonies and evidence combined ultimately overpowered the defense team, and on February 8, 2022, Christopher Ray Jones was found guilty for the murder of his wife, Olivia Jones.
1,118 days.
That's how long Olivia Jones's family says they've waited for this.
So it's been since 2019 and he finally got sentenced in 2022. It took you that long to realize this man was guilty? That long? And you only got 30 years? That man need life.
The moment when Olivia's husband, Christopher Jones, was found guilty of murder. Olivia died at the hands of her husband on Valentine's Day 2019. And instead of spending a lifetime behind bars,
we elected to agree with the state to a 30-year sentence because of the potential risk of, an even higher sentence.
In exchange, Christopher waived his right to appeal the conviction. After the judge handed down this sentence, Olivia and Christopher's 2 daughters took the stand. Looking directly at their father, they described the impact of Olivia's death. The youngest daughter, who was only 11 when her mother died, said, quote, "I'll forgive you one day, but right now I can't." Throughout the trial, the prosecution described a history of abuse that finally blew up. Defense attorney Ryan Getz argued a different version of events.
I think that we'll never know what happened in that room. Ultimately, my impression from the jurors is that they just didn't believe Chris's version of events, and that really only left the one alternative.
This was an emotional day for Olivia's family. As they were leaving the courtroom, they were encouraging each other, saying, "Today was all about Olivia, and she won."
Christopher Jones is currently serving his sentence in the John M. Wynn Unit in Huntsville, Texas.
That's crazy. I feel like they ain't get his ass enough time. They need to put that man behind bars for life. I don't care if they be like, well, he's gonna be too old by the time he get out. He's probably not gonna be able to do anything. Fuck that. For that. We don't trust him. We don't trust him. That's some crazy shit, y'all. Anyway, until this upload, y'all.
This shit too decent. Scale of 1 to 10, she a 10 piece. Usually I'm the one with the groovies. Shorty so bad.